We are racing.
You're so focused on one thing. Win, 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 win.
It is the hardest thing to win in IndyCar.
Championship game is on.
Road to the IndyCar Championship, streaming August 31st on Fox Nation. Sign up at foxnation.com.
Wrapping up today's Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250. Christian Rasmussen, once they wrap up the celebration, will be joined here. He's heading here with his team owner, Ed Carpenter. Currently joined by the second and third place finishing drivers, Alex Palou in the number 10. DHL Chip Ganassi Racing Honda led 195 laps today. His third runner-up finish of the season, 12th podium of 2025, 43rd career podium in the NTT INDYCAR Series. And also great to see Scott McLaughlin, last year's winner here, back on the podium, driver the number 3, Sanzio Vehicle Protection Chevrolet for Team Penske, matching his best finish of the season in 2025, second podium of the year, and 21st career podium as well. Alex, how do you try to sum up what you thought was a win, and all of a sudden the conditions came in, changed things up a little bit, and then you come home second?
No, honestly, I didn't think it was a win. I thought it was a really good race and it was looking good for me. But you never know until the last lap, man, until you cross that finish line. But yeah, it was an amazing day for us. Didn't really lead the lap that really counted. And I thought it was my best race on an oval, even though we didn't win. Before, I think we've got some help before, like Iowa. Without that yellow, I would not have won. The 500, I think it was just different how everything played out. But yeah, today was amazing, lots of fun. Good on Christian. I think he's really, really fast on all the and it's great to see him. So yeah, they just totally better than us today.
Yeah. And Scott, again, congratulations, another podium here at a historic racetrack like the Milwaukee Mile. Just your thoughts on coming home third today.
Yeah, it's obviously, we were probably a second place car that turned into a third place car. We didn't quite have the speed for Alex. He was, right behind him. I felt okay and could keep his pace, but once he sort of got into traffic, he was a little stronger than I was and slicing through some people. So, that was probably Alex's race, but the way the weather happened and the car gods let happen. It's massive congrats to Christian. As Alex said, he's been super quick on ovals, super brave. But he's doing an awesome job with that car. He's got a great teammate in Alex, and it's just cool to see someone get their first race win. I know how that feels. Alex knows how that feels. It's a special moment. But yeah, proud for my team, and nice to get some momentum back with a couple of top tens and now a podium. It's it's not exactly what we want, but it's a start.
Yeah, we don't see it very often. The last first-time winner in the NTT INDYCAR Series was Christian Lundgaard at the streets of Toronto in 2023. So it's been a bit of a gap, but first-time winner once again here in the series. We'll open up for questions in person. Marshall Pruitt, you can lead us off.
Alex, we were here a year ago. You're leading the championship. You had 2 good races, but bleeding some points. And I don't know if I saw the same confident guy that we're seeing now. Just talk about the year-to-year evolution of you as an oval driver coming back to Milwaukee, almost unrecognizable.
Yeah, honestly, it's been a bit slower than I wanted, or that I thought, at least at the beginning, to try and have that confidence and get those qualifyings and try and get through that traffic. I think honestly this was the best. I would say it was like 50% there, but this was much better, at least from my point of view. I have to rewatch the race, but yeah, felt great. I'm feeling more confident. I don't know if I'm feeling more confident everywhere or just here in Milwaukee. So I'm excited for Nashville next week and see what we can do there. But yeah, for sure, I'm feeling much better. The car is really good. It's allowing me to do everything, and that's the most important thing.
More questions here. Let's start here in the third row, and then we'll bump over to Wolfgang after that. Thanks, Tess.
Thank you. First, a question for both of you. Go through the decision not to pit after when the rain hit and talk to me about that. And then Alex, there was a section, I think it was about lap 180, when actually you did lap 3 or 4 cars or pass 3 or 4 lap cars. Talk about that sequence if you remember it, and kind of that really opened up the lead for you.
What? You asking me?
You
Yeah, but
talk about-
both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. who wants to lead?
Is that?
About not pitting, go ahead.
Sorry, I mean, it's tough when you're at the front. I mean, he doesn't want to give up track position. I don't want to. It's like the classic sort of NASCAR one as well. You know, like you have like the bottom 8, or I'm sorry, the everyone 8th back pit, and they've got new tires. I mean, like it's a tough decision for anyone to give up that track position. You sort of back your raw car pace, and ultimately that's what we both did with and you know, for me, it was a net loss of 1, and same as Alex. I mean, it's just how the cards fell. I mean, you know, we both probably finished first and second today, but it's the gods. It's the IndyCar gods. So,
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think it actually only worked for him, right? Like, there was other people that went on new tires and they couldn't. So it was not that black and white. I think it was very 50-50. You had the car, you had the confidence to go past. It's really tough when you're leading. As Scott said, I only lost 1 position. Yes, but if everybody stayed out and suddenly you put from first and you go to 8th, there's no way 8th with traffic, with lap cars in between. There's no way we're gonna end up winning. So, yeah, I would still do the same. Obviously, now if you look at the result, you would say why you didn't pit, but I think it was a tough decision. And then lap 180, I don't. I think we got a good gap. I just started getting really, really confident out of 2, and out of 4, and I was able to pass quite a lot of cars. At the end, it was not as easy. I think everybody kind of got to a rhythm and kind of looked or found what it was best for their driving style. But yeah, that moment, that period of the race, I was feeling really confident. Yeah, it was.
We'll go Wolfgang, Bruce, and then Dave after that, and then Mary. Go ahead, Wolfgang.
Yeah, 2 questions, one for each of you. Alex, when Christian passed you, were you caught by surprise or you expected it?
Well, they were updating me on the radio, so I knew that he was 4th, and then next corner he was 3rd, and then he was 2nd, and he was only a 1.5 seconds, and then I started pushing 100%. Like I wanted to get at least 1 more second or try and extend a little bit more the laps, but I couldn't make it. So it was I knew that he was coming. It didn't caught me by surprise. Obviously, I didn't want him to overtake me, but he was very good on the outside in 1, 2, getting great exits, and also 3 and 4. So yeah, couldn't really do much.
And one question for you, Scott. I think the reason for the last caution number 5, well, there's some very light drops.
Yeah.
The camera lens. Did you feel it on the track that the track became a little?
Yeah, saw it on my windshield. And actually I called it because I was like, I didn't want to, like, you know, you just like, that's a bad situation for anyone on oval, very dangerous. So, you know, regardless of if it was going to be good or bad for myself, if, you know, whatever, you know, you just want it to be safe for everyone. So there's a lot of people talking about it. So, yeah, I don't know if you,
I agree. Even though it was not good for me, I agree with the decision. Like, we could see quite a lot of drops, and maybe you go again in turn 1 or turn 3 and suddenly you spin just because they didn't call the yellow. So
I couldn't feel you could see it.
Yeah, but if you feel it, that's it, gone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you don't have you're in the fence.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel it too late.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Both of you have raced against Christian. He's a very fast, aggressive young driver. So what's your thoughts on what it's like racing with him?
I mean, I knew he was going to race hard. He always races hard. And that he was going to go either past me or to the fence. That's the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's how he races.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
how he races.
it's ride or die with him, and you got to respect it.
Yeah.
That's the you know, I think he's very fast. He's very brave, and he makes some really nice split-second decisions. But as we've seen, it's also been in the backside a couple of times as well. So he's learning, he's getting better, and you know, I don't know. I've said for a long time he's going to win a race at some point. He's been really strong. Today was his day, and he's not scared of taking the chance.
And also, even though he's not that old, Ed Carpenter is a bit of an old warrior. He remade the team this year, bringing in a partner. And it really looks like ECR has elevated its game to pretty high level. How, from a competitor's standpoint, to see Ed Carpenter win a race again, in some ways, that's got to be a pretty good day.
Yeah, I think it's probably VK was the last time that they won in Victory Lane, so it's a long time, and it's a really good friend of mine. Before great show, and I think one thing that's really cool about Ed, and I guess we both appreciate this, is his want to run young people and give people a shot, and he gave Christian a shot, but he's been rewarded. But I think Christian's been rewarded too. Justice was rewarded in the past. BK has been rewarded in the past, and that's a lot to do with Ed and his confidence in young talent and his confidence in IndyCar wanting to, make the series bigger and brighter in the future.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's great to see a smaller team that it's not as small now. Like with a partner, I think they've grown up a lot, and it's they've been really fast at many places. So I'm sure it's not going to be their start. Like we're going to see more wins.
Dave?
Certainly the last 30 laps or whatever were pretty nutso. But maybe overall this race there wasn't quite as much activity as last year. You guys had like 700 passes in each race. Was that just that year of experience for guys? Was it just Alex being Alex, so we didn't know what was happening in the field? What was the difference from year 1 to year 2?
I don't know. I think as everyone gets an understanding of the race car and they get better and the field gets closer, the way the races plan out sometimes, last year we had 2 different strategies really going on. So you had basically there was half the field was Rasmussen's, last year, being able to pass on older tires, newer tires. So yeah, I don't know. I think I thought it was a fun, to be honest, I felt like it was a fun race. It's just the field's very competitive.
Yeah, I agree. Like last year, I think I didn't overtake anybody, so this year was really good.
Mary?
For Alex, when you saw that Christian was coming forward and I assume you knew he was moving up, as you said, did you have any sense of where to put your car in terms of, to take away maybe his best place on the track, or his car was just so good it didn't matter?
There's that difference on tires, like at least from my experience, I didn't know what to do. The issue is with tires, you can open the arc of the corner a lot better, you can roll more speed, you can get a better exit. With used tires, you cannot open up the corner as much, because as soon as you slide a little bit, you end up in the middles and end up in the wheel, so you start creeping. So you leave even more room for him to go. So I couldn't really do much. Like even if I tried to block the outside, he had so much grip that he could have taken the inside. So yeah, I tried. I didn't want to make it easy on him, obviously, but yeah, I think even if he didn't overtake me, he would pass me on another occasion.
Lucille, do you have one? And then we'll go Marshall after that. Go ahead.
It's for Alex, sorry. Alex, in the beginning of the race, when you got passed by Malukas, what was your thought process then?
I think I got 2 starts, right? Well, I got the start and then I got 2 restarts. And then in the third one, he got me. So it was like, yeah, he did a great job as well on the outside. I could have been a little more aggressive, but at the same time, I knew that the race was super long. 20 lap. So I was like, it's okay. If the car is good, then I'm good. We're going to see easily. If the car is bad, it doesn't matter if we lose that position. So yeah.
Let's go Marshall, and then we got time for Bob Pockrass off of Zoom. Go ahead, Marshall.
Big crowd today. We didn't know what we were going to get coming back, hoping it was going to be strong. The concerns of not enough people show up to some of our short ovals. Just love to get some reactions of what looked like a really impressive turnout here.
I think Wisconsin is always massive supporters of the sport, as we see at Road America, and especially I think, for me personally, I had like a bunch of my family here, 15, 20 people in the stands hanging out. the atmosphere that Milwaukee Mile brings. It's not far from the city. The fairgrounds at the back, all the you know, and it's unreal, you know. So it's massive credit goes out to Wisconsin State Fair Park, you know, right the race together. This is, I think, their first time doing it, which is like pretty cool because I think Roger and Penske Entertainment helped last year. I think they've done a really good job. Yeah, I was really glad for everyone to have, you know, a big crowd today, seeing the grandstands and yeah, it was awesome. It was a new track.
Yeah, I loved it. It was amazing. The atmosphere, I think we got more people already on Saturday that another race that we've been this year. So it was amazing. The crowd today, the autograph session, the atmosphere, rest of them qualifying, like people sitting in the car and you could hear them cheering some drivers. So it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, to clarify, Wisconsin State Fair Park took over sole promoter as leading up to the race. Did a fantastic job this year. So congratulations to everyone at Wisconsin State Fair Park as well. All right, we have time to Zoom. Bob Podcast from Fox Sports. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, for both of you, when you saw how many drivers came down to get fresh tires, do you feel like you're a sitting duck? Do you feel like that somebody on fresh tires is going to end up winning the race? Or did you feel like it was going to take, it obviously looked spectacular, you know, watching Christian do what he did. But I'm curious, like, did you think it was going to take a kind of a spectacular run to beat you once you saw how fresh tires were working?
Honestly, at the beginning, I thought if because I think Pato was the first one on that strategy on the tires, and I thought if he's not past McLaughlin and some other cars that were, it's going to be okay for me. But then I started hearing what Christian was doing. So yeah, I didn't think the color was bad. Obviously, you stay out. You don't know if everybody's going to pit, if only half of the grid is going to pit. So yeah, I thought it was 50-50. So for me, I still had the mentality that I could win, that we could stay up front, but I was wrong.
Yeah, my personally, I agree. My whole objective was to put as many cars as I could between me and the 5 car, and I got the 28 on the restart, which was, you know, all I could do at that point. And I got sort of stuck behind the 83, but you know, until Christian came, he was the only person. So I mean, really, it's full credit to him because he really made that happen. I mean, the strategy was a strategy, but yeah, I think anyone else driving that car, you know, he had the confidence to rip around the corner and rip around the outside of people and do his stuff. And yeah, full credit goes to him.
Okay, anyone else in person? Congratulations, guys, on another podium, and we'll see you in a couple of days at Get the Cream Puff Walked.
You waited the whole press
Next up, and we'll see you in a couple of days at National Super Speedway. All right, we continue to wait for Christian Rasmussen. Ed Carpenter will also join us here momentarily. Stand by. Mile 250 with the champion driver and champion race team as well. Christian Rasmussen, who led 16 laps today, driving number 21 ECR Splendid Stevia Chevrolet. Again, first career win. Think about what he's done on ovals this year. 6th at Indy, a 3rd at St. Louis, 6th and an 8th at Iowa, and then a win here today. Pretty remarkable 2025 when it comes to oval racing and others for that matter. As mentioned, a race high 685 on-track passes today. Christian had a race high 48 of those 685. Again, first time winner, first time since Christian Newgarden won on the streets of Toronto in 2023 for ECR and Ed Carpenter. Their 9th all-time victory, first since Renus VK on the IMS road course in 2021. Christian, let's start with you. Long time coming. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, amazing. Great job by the team this weekend. We started pretty rough. Like we were really struggling in practice 1, but got it turned around for qualified better than I thought we would, to be honest. But which was really good. And then the race went our way. You know, we did what we did best. We do best on ovals, you know, running whatever line the car in front is not. So again, we were amazing in traffic, which that's what made main difference today again, I think. And then with a good call there at the end, going on to the new tires, having something to fight with. So yeah, pretty cool. Get him my first win here. It was good Sunday.
Well, 302 drivers in the history of IndyCar racing have won races. You're now part of that 302. You're the 302nd. I mean, it's, this is pretty cool, right? How big is this for you, your career, just your trajectory in IndyCar?
Yeah, it's going in the right direction. I think massive step up from last year, and even through this year, we're just getting better and better. And it's also not only a testament to my improvement. I think it's also where this team is going. There's so much talk about our team with Heartland Food Group, Splenda, and Java House coming in, giving us some opportunities that we haven't really had before. But it's great to have that opportunity, but it's really what you do with it. And I think that's starting to show. And it makes me very excited to see where this team is going in the future next year, and yeah, to see what we can do.
Yeah, and for you, Ed, again, congratulations. This team's on the rise right now. There's definitely some momentum with this team.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've been feeling it build all season, and we haven't been as consistent as we want to be at times. A lot of weekends, Christian will have a good day, Alex will have a bad day, or vice versa. So today especially, and really this weekend, was the best group effort we've had all year. And like Christian mentioned, it was a little bit of a rough start for him in practice one, but the plan for the whole team kind of came together as the weekend went on. So to me, it was a really big group effort with kind of how we unloaded relative to where we were last year and what we wanted to try coming here. And it really worked out well. So, you've got to keep pushing. I think the championship was over with Alex, the previous race, but for us, there was still a lot left to prove. And today's great, but we still have one left to go. So we hope to do this again.
And pretty special for Direct Supply too, right?
Yeah, obviously, Direct Supply has been with the team, really all the way from the beginning, and being based here, having great support all year long, but especially here in Road America. We've won a pole here with Direct Supply, and first race win for them here. So it was great to have Bob, Jenny, and their whole crew here.
Yeah, congratulations. All right, open it up for questions. Start here in the front row with Bruce, and then trust me, we'll work around the room. We got plenty of time. Go ahead, Bruce.
Christian, 5 seconds of rain created the opportunity for you to come down pit lane and put on fresh rubber. At that point, did you really think that you got them right where you wanted them?
Yeah, we even talked about this before the race, knowing that if there's going to be a late yellow, if we set kind of the margin of, I think if you can have a 20 lap advantage on the other cars, that's going to make a big difference. And that's what we did. Went to the new tires. I've been very comfortable on, especially the new tires, even passing other cars on new tires. We were doing that pretty well early in the stints. So yeah, I was feeling good. Where did we restart? Do you remember?
Say seventh. Does that sound right?
Seventh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
fifth and seventh.
Yeah. And then just moving our way was cool. Yeah.
And Ed, Scott McLaughlin and Alex Palou both said what they really like about what you've done in racing is you always have a commitment to young drivers. You helped develop Josef Newgarden. You helped develop Rinus VeeKay. Now you've got Christian.
Yeah, we just need to keep Christian home. Will be the key moving forward.
But when your commitment to young talent and to see them become great IndyCar drivers, how satisfying is that for you?
I mean, winning's fun, but Christian impressed us a ton, before he ever got in one of our cars. The way he finished off the next championship that he won the back half of that season. It was a pretty tight battle, but he really took control of it at the end, and that level of intensity and dedication and improvement that he showed from his 2 years in that championship was really what stood out to me. And then we put him in a car at Barber against Oliver Askew, kind of a bit of a showdown, and he really rose to that challenge as well. So when you put a car in front of him, especially when he's got a tire advantage, it's a scary thing. And people people talk about they don't like everything he does, but we haven't asked him to change one thing. He's attacking and being aggressive and not settling for anything, and that's the mentality that we want to have as a team. So really proud of the effort and the way he finished today.
Chris?
Christian, when you get to second place and you see Alex in front of you, how difficult is it to just remember, okay, you've got some time to get to him and not just try and rush through to get the lead immediately there, because you had a significant tire advantage on him.
I don't know. I've been racing for 3 years now, so I know that you don't get it all done in one lap, and just seeing the gap get smaller and smaller and smaller. I just kept doing my thing, and then I didn't really know how it was going to go whenever I got up to him, because the tire deck was obviously huge here this weekend. I knew that I did have a tire advantage on him, but that kind of once the peak of your tire goes off, that kind of gets you down into a level where it can be very tough to overtake still. So I didn't know how it was going to go, but I knew that I was going to go for it, and I'm going to go try to get my first win, and never did. But a little bit of a fight, but got it done to turn one there. Just from there, it's still not won at that point. There were still more laps to go. We all know how well he preserves his tires, so you don't know how that tire advantage might go away or whatever. So I wanted a couple of cars in between us to feel like I was safe. So that's what I did. And once I had a 2-car gap in between us, then I thought, well, okay, we can calm down here and just kind of ride it to the finish.
And through your time on the road to Indy, you had various, post-race festivities after winning USF 2000, USF Pro, Indy Next, all that stuff. What was it like experiencing all that for the very first time in IndyCar, especially at a track that's older than the Indianapolis Motor Speedway?
I missed it. I kept thinking about, like, this would be the first year in a very, very long time that I hadn't won a race. The Daytona 24 Hours last year. At least I had every race won on the board. But guess it all worked out. No, it was amazing being back in nature rain. Felt like we had a good opportunity to do that in St. Louis. The race was just too short for us, but when getting it done here was really cool, and getting the first win for the team in a long time as well, and the driver to do that is a privilege.
And Ed, with Christian winning today and Alex finishing 5th last race, 4th here, how much does this validate the investment that Ted has put into the team and your progress that y'all have made this year as you move towards Nashville and towards 2026?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously validates that, and you want to win for your partners, no doubt. But for me, it validates the effort and the dedication that people are putting in to improve even late in the season when everyone's a little tired and you're still finishing the season, but you're also working on next year and what you need to do to take bigger steps in the off season, while at the same time, executing in the here and now. So really proud of the whole group and the energy that's going into getting us back to this point. And now we just got to keep fighting to not have such a gap between wins.
We'll go Marshall, then Wolfgang after that. Marshall.
Raz, I think Homestead 99 was the last time I saw a driver on an oval turn right as much as you did today. Holy shit, son. That was Juan Montoya doing that.
Yeah, that was a handful.
Tell me about this, because you're out there playing at a level that a lot of drivers probably couldn't hold on to what you held on to. This is phenomenal car control we saw.
Yeah, it was interesting. We started the race on the low side and took a little bit of wing out and like trying to do stuff with my tools, but then I feel like I would pick up a little bit too much understeer in the mid corner. Then like the steering input from the mid corner would kind of make it snap on exit. And I just got to a point where with the car, it was always going to snap on exit. And I don't know. I think maybe I got slightly numb to it. No, it was definitely handful, especially when she got deep on tires. I also don't think I was the only one. I think there was a lot of cars struggling with balance one way or the other. We just happened to be on the free side. But yeah, there was a couple interesting ones, that was for sure.
We just happened to be on the free side. You're hilarious. You talk about your new teammate Alexander Rossi came rushing to you to congratulate, and Ed, I'd love your thoughts as well. You've credited Alex in the short time you've been together as really being a positive influence on you and your development and growth. It seems like the team chemistry is in an amazing place, but tell us about Alexander's influence on you.
Yeah, 100%. I think not only for me but for the whole team, Alex has been a massive help. I think from having a real veteran driver that has been around, he's been at all the top teams and has obviously been around IndyCar and the top level of open wheel for a very long time. Kind of seeing up close how he operates is quite different from what I've been used to, coming through the ranks and whatnot. But yeah, having him as kind of a mentor and to lean on and also trusting whenever he says something to me that is the right thing, because you also don't always have that. But I think me and Alex both on the when we're at the racetrack and also off the racetrack, we get along super well. We're kind of similar personalities in a way, where we keep it to ourselves. So I think, I don't know, and I really enjoyed the relationship, and yeah, we'll continue to grow together, I think.
Last thing for the two of you, Ed, you've been here for a number of Milwaukee races of your own, also as a team owner now. You speak about the crowd turnout today, which I thought was really impressive. And Raz, the cheers for you and your donuts in the front straight, some of the loudest I've heard from any crowds this year. So,
I mean, I was on Alex's radio calling his race, obviously watching Christian as well, but I could hear the cheer when he passed Alex, like under green, even before the donuts. So yeah, we'd returned to this track a couple times, since I've been doing this. But it seems like it's finally working, the combination and the growth and the strength of here and also Road America. We've got a strong fan base here and need to keep building on it. I'm super proud of the crowd today, but I'd love to see when we come back next year that we don't have to have those sponsor covers on the stands heading down into turn one. So want to keep pushing that and getting it better and better, because it's a great racetrack, a ton of history, and the past 2 years it's been a great show. So I'm happy it's working.
Thanks for doing the donuts, Christian.
Yeah.
We don't see enough of those. Wolfgang, go ahead.
Two questions. First of all, congratulations, Christian.
Thank you.
With this win, you're not even a big ambassador for Denmark, but also for the city of Copenhagen. When your famous countryman Tom Christian won the first time Le Mans, I mean, Denmark went mad. They gave him a very, very special welcome reception. You expecting the same when you go back to Copenhagen? Going back, that the mayor of Copenhagen gives you a very, very welcome reception?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Do you even know that you race?
No, I don't know. A fellow racing probably know, but no, I'm not really a big name in Denmark and in Copenhagen. But there's a phone. But my biggest following is in the US, and I've obviously been in the US for a long time. Junior categories, my success has been stateside, so it's understandable that I don't have a big. I don't know. It doesn't bother me either.
You're really surprised if some people will give you very welcome.
I would be a little surprised if there's people that I didn't know that would welcome me.
Then a question for you, Ed. As I mentioned earlier, the last success back 21. How difficult, in case it was difficult for you to keep the motivation up, the long waiting time?
I mean, that part's not hard. It gets frustrating at times when you're not performing the way you want to, me personally as a driver of the team, but the motivation to get back here has never wavered. It's I try to appreciate all these as much as you can as a team, because the sport, especially in the era right now, the dominance that we're seeing out of one driver and one team, that's what makes this one the most special to me, and watching Christian, beat the best in the business right now. So, when you can go head to head and beat Alex, it makes it that much sweeter. So, like I said earlier, really, really happy. Expectation is to win races and to be fighting for championship. So we're really happy with it today, but a lot more work to do to get to the level that we ultimately need to be at.
Let's go David Land and then Dave Coleman, and then we have time for one off Zoom. Bob Pockgrass, stand by. Go ahead, David.
Ed, if we roll the clock back a year, you made the decision to step out of the seat to allow Christian to race for the leader circle. How gratifying is it to see that decision pay off? And to Christian, how rewarding is it to give this to Ed 1 year on from him making that decision, giving faith to you?
I mean, I think it was a surprise to some people that I made the decision that I did when I did. But I just felt like it was the right thing to do, the best for the team, and needed to give him an opportunity to continue to grow. And even though it took him from that point for him to win a race, I think I felt even more convicted in the decision, leaving here a year ago with the job that he did, getting the car in a tough situation. Had an accident in practice here, didn't qualify great, and raced really well for 2 races. So, I was confident with the decision back then, and this only reaffirms that.
And Christian, to reward Ed with a win 1 year on from him making that decision?
Yeah, it's great. I've had a lot of success on the ovals, not only the car, but also in the next and the smaller categories. So, just first of all, getting the opportunity to do it. In the last year, like Ed said, it was a tough situation coming in. It was one of the few cars that hadn't tested here, or one of the few drivers that hadn't tested here. Which it was a tough situation, but rest of it, we had 3 good races towards the end of the year, and it was really good for me just to have something to kind of go into the off season with and see, okay, what did we do well, what did we not do so well, just so I have something to work on, and it's paid off. Having a good run this year, I think ahead of the weekend, I think we were the driver with the third. So maybe we could run today, I don't know, but we've had a really good run, and hopefully we can continue that into Nashville.
Let's go up microphone there, Dave Coleman, and then Bob coming to you to wrap up. Go ahead, Dave.
Christian, we saw the aggressiveness today. Ed joked about not ever trying to throttle you back at all. How would you describe yourself, primarily as a race car driver, but then also as a person, your personality?
I think I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm aggressive on track. I feel like I learned a lot of lessons last year of how people are driving the series, and I've kind of taken that to me and kind of replicated that. I think I'm definitely on the aggressive side, but I also don't think I'm over aggressive. And feel like we had last year to kind of tone that, or kind of get it into the right spot. And I feel like we're doing well this year. We've finished every race this year. We have one race that we haven't finished because of something that I did. We had an engine failure, which was unfortunate, and we had another fuel issue. But other than that, we've finished every race. So I don't really care.
Take one off Zoom. Bob Pockgrass, go ahead.
Yeah, following up on that, Christian, I'm curious, do you have full confidence in every move that you made there at the end, or were there any moves that you made that you're like, I think it's going to work, but it might not?
No, I had full confidence. I've been doing the whole race. So it was no different. I think the most interesting one that, like I said earlier in this press conference, I think the one with Alex at the very end, the very most of your tire advantage has kind of gone away. So I didn't know how it was going to go if I had enough to get past him. I knew that I would have enough to run the top. But if I would have enough grip to actually get past him, I didn't know. But obviously we did, and we won it. But no, I was confident in what I was doing. Nothing.
And for Ed, Christian wasn't the only one on fresh tires. What was he able to do? What does he do that allowed him to win this race that others couldn't do or didn't do?
I think he's shown on ovals especially, but everywhere really all year. He's pretty relentless when he's feeling it and got an advantage and confident in the car. So I think he wanted it more today than anyone else, and that's what it looked like to me.
Guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Stand by. We got a couple things for you in here, so you hang tight. Ed, congratulations on a tremendous victory. Enjoy it for a couple of days. We'll see you at National Super Speedway.
Yeah, don't celebrate too hard. That's it.
Okay, Bruce.